Now let's talk about the laissez-faire nature of college. You can just spend all your time with the good kids. Sure, that's a possibility. But is college good for most kids? Will they only associate with the good boys and girls? No.
No. They can, but they probably won't.
Exactly. Now, you and I had different experiences, after high school. I went to trade school, you went to university, but so you can speak more to that and the impact it had. So what would you say is the typical college experience? Are they really associating with the bad kids? Are most kids just getting in with the wrong crowd? Or is it overblown or what?
First, but before I say that, I'd like to say I actually was surprised that he brought up this point that college can actually be a great place because you're not forced to do much of anything. Mm-hmm. You can hang out with who you want to and do what you want to do and not do what you don't want to do. So he's got a good point. I will compare my first 3 years of college with my last year of college. My first 3, I went in not really religious at all, ready to party, ready to rebel. Suffered for it a little bit. No comment on any specifics there. But, most of the kids who go to 4-year universities are not going to be your good old Southern Baptist boys and good Catholic girls who uphold their religion. I knew so many good girls going into college, and frankly, by the end, they were almost always hoes and oftentimes alcoholics or drug users. Most people who go into college don't leave better than they came in, besides education sometimes. And that's only sometimes. Now, I went into a technical field, so I was not in a liberal arts degree.
And that probably helped.
Yeah. As far as the indoctrination, I didn't have too much of that because I had a wide variety of views among my faculty because it wasn't liberal arts. There wasn't that kind of pressure. So my first 3 years, it was a lot of degeneracy and unhappiness, and I think most people were worse for the wear by the end of it. But my last year when I was officially Catholic, I found that they had a good youth group on campus, and it really made me regret my first 3 years because if I had been a Catholic and in that youth group the first 3 years, it would have been so beautiful. Like my college experience would have been exponentially better.
You could have avoided all the bad and just focused on the good that college had to offer.
I could have avoided most of the bad if I had associated with those good people, and they were good people and a great priest who is now deceased.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Yes. But yeah, it leaves me so much regret that I didn't join it when I was a freshman year.
Well, at least you got that last year in.
I got that last year, but it was almost too late. I could have formed so many good friendships and grown as a person a lot more. So yeah, he's right. You can make the best out of it if you make that really conscious effort too. But that's really going upstream.
Yeah.
If you go with the current or just stay where you are, even if you don't consciously fight to go upstream, you will become worse by going to 4-year university. That's my long answer.
I totally agree. I think the state of public education and the university culture has made it that way, and it's regrettable, but that's how it is. And as for my experience going to trade school, going to community college, I saw a lot less of that, and I went for fewer hours. I think I spent less time on campus. Obviously, I didn't live on campus. I commuted, and I was working at the time. So I jumped more into what you might call real life. I did it before a lot of people do when they go to university. They've got those 4 years of buffer where it's pretty real. You get to choose your own adventure, but the real life consequences haven't fully set in. And so I think I kind of eased into that by being in the workforce earlier. But at least as far as my education was, when it comes to indoctrination, if we're talking about that, or liberal arts stuff, I didn't really take any of those classes, so I didn't have that experience either.
Probably wouldn't have been that bad at community college.
No,
because there's not
really
as much pressure there to conform to all that.
No, but you'd be surprised how woke it has all become. Just the bureaucracy of it is so PC. It's crazy, and thankfully, I don't have to deal with that anymore. But back in the mid 2010s, when I was in school, it was already getting to be I don't really like this. All these people are pretty woke, and I'm not really jiving with that. So thankfully I got out, but I can't even imagine how bad it is now. And I don't even want to think about what it's like at universities, like actual proper universities.
Yeah,
So
and just
thankfully I dodged that bullet.
keep in mind, I'm not going to say where I went, but I went to I went to university in a very conservative state. So,
Yeah,
it
so
was
it
like
should
it
have
was a
been-
tempered experience compared to the average four-year university.
You're right. If you'd gone to, Berkeley or something, gosh, or NYU, any of these Ivy Leagues either, oh gosh, I don't even want to think about it.
Then don't think about it.
I won't. I'm
Let's
just
move
going
on.
to move on. I'm going to identify as someone who doesn't know about those horrible, awful things. Thanks for listening to the Sons of Antiquity highlight reel. To hear this clip in context and to enjoy our full-length episodes, check out the links in the description or search Sons of Antiquity on YouTube, BitChute, Spotify, or Apple and Google Podcasts.